Hey Mrutyunjay, welcome in the Hall of Fame. So we all know that Hall of Fame is for a student from InfoDev who have achieved a milestone in technical writing and who is doing a recommendable job in technical writing. So today with me is Mrutyunjay, and Mrutyunjay, I would like to know about your journey, how you become technical writer, and what you're doing today. All
Yeah,
yours.
thank first of all, thank you for having me, sir. And yeah, it's been always good to interact with you. And this
My
is a
pleasure.
great platform. It's a great platform so that the one who wants to start their career with technical documentation. So we'll talk about that. As you said, like you wanted to know about journey. How did I start my career and how I transformed into technical documentation. So let me start with this small introduction about me. Yeah, I'm Mrutyunjay, and I'm from Hubli, Karnataka, and I have done my engineering in automobile. Soon after my graduation, I got an opportunity to work as a graduate engineer trainee in Volvo buses. I was into production, mainly into production. Now you might be seeing in the Bangalore, the BMTC buses, the Vajra one. I
Correct.
was in the shop floor. Shop
Oh
floor.
yeah.
How does the shop floor works? It
Mhm.
was great experience. I was handling one of the assembly line. It is AC ducts and a hat rack.
Okay.
Once you have a sitting layout, and above the place you keep your luggage, that is called hat rack. I was
Mhm.
handling that line. Initially I started with the production. It was in the production, it is always firefighting. You should know how to get the work done from the employees. It's really challenging, and it was great experience over there. And then I slowly moved into, as it was a trainee, I have done one year of training over there, and then I slowly moved into a parts catalog. Parts catalog is nothing but where you have the even it was for the Volvo trucks. I was doing the parts catalog, where you have all the parts used in the trucks, like how many quantities, how the part looks. This is what I was handling, parts catalog. And slowly I moved, there were other departments who were handling, doing this technical documentation for
Mhm.
installation manual, maintenance manual. These were another department. We were doing only the aftermarket thing, and there were another team who was doing this installation manual, writing this technical documentation. Slowly I was really interested into that, so I requested my manager so that I can slowly move over there. So this is how slowly I started moving into technical documentation. So I learned a lot over there.
Mhm.
And then ultimately I wanted to move into software, software helpline. How this software have, we know every software you have a help guideline, help user helpline. Once you
Mhm.
press F1, you can see that the helpline opens. In
Mhm.
software it is integrated in internally. so
Mhm.
so I was always wanted to move over there. So I was searching, and I found in the LinkedIn, I saw Rahul, who was always inspiring others, to join into this technical documentation. And he introduced other team members. We always interacted, we shared our experiences with each other. We found like what are the new trends are going on. We learned, we shared lot of knowledge with each other. So that helped me a lot. So slowly I moved into this technical documentation, and now I'm into healthcare department, so I'm doing that. Also, this is how I started.
So you are into software writing, correct?
Yeah, no.
So you transitioned from automobile writing to a software technical writing.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, perfect. So what kind of challenges you faced like during your transition, right, from automobile to technical writing, software technical writing?
Mhm.
So do
Yep.
you face any kind of challenge during your interview, or this kind of question was put to you, why you want to move from automobile to software?
Yeah, yeah. There's always we have challenges, or else we think that there is a challenge, but actually there is nothing like that. Once you know the concept of writing, you
Mm-hmm.
should know the domain knowledge. The one and only thing is that you know the if you have the knowledge of the product, then you have this basic thing, you should know the writing rules. What are these writing rules? Simple guidelines. Only
Correct.
what changes is the product. So
Right.
as a technical documentation, we act as a mediator between the technical information and the end user. We act
Mm-hmm.
as a bridge. So we break down the information into a smaller piece of chunks so that the end user understands what exactly needs to be done. Whenever he uses the product, whenever he's stuck somewhere, he will remove his documentation and see what needs to be done. So this is the basic thing.
Yeah.
If you understand this, and the only thing is like what changes is like what kind of a software or the product is. The main challenge is if you know the product, almost I guess 80 to 90% job is done. So that the next challenge is they might other companies might use different tools. There are like we have structured, unstructured. Unstructured is nothing but the word document. It
Mm-hmm.
depends on the companies if they are able to afford, if they have a lot of budget, and they uses this structured way of XML based tool like Oxygen, Adobe FrameMaker. If the smaller companies even uses Word document as well. So yeah, it depends on the company. So these are the few tools and the basic things you should know, understand, and the guidelines you should understand. The MSTP guideline, if you are
Mm-hmm.
thorough with that, I guess it should be easy for you to get your dream job.
Okay. So what is common and what is different from automobile technical writing and software technical writing? What common thing
Yeah.
you find and what was the different?
Yeah, that is what I was trying to tell Rahul. Like in the as I worked for different kinds of manuals. If it is a automobile, you have all this maintenance manual for this. What needs to be done? What are the safety things should be used? That protective. You need to use these gloves whenever you are draining your oil sump. Like when you go to a service center, what they are doing, they uses these protective eyeglasses. These are the basic things about it. Always talks about the caution, danger, how what needs to be used on a basic thing. These are the mainly things in the automobile. This maintenance manual and the installation manual that is used. And but the software is something like that. It always talks about the radio buttons, where need to click, what needs to be clicked on this. If you click here, what do you get? This about the interfaces, it talks about the UI. This is the major difference. Other than that, if you know how do we communicate and how do you get the information from the SMEs, that should be enough to write any document.
Perfect. What I understand, like in because I have not worked in automobile sector, right? So in automobile, you are mainly writing about the a physical product, and in software, you are mainly writing about UI, like buttons and all, right? So this is
Radio
the
button.
basic difference you feel in
Yeah.
software industry and into automobile industry, and you feel that it is very natural to move from automobile technical writing to software technical writing,
Yeah.
right? Because a lot of
Yeah.
common things are there. Basically, end of the day, you are a writer, right?
Yeah.
Writing proper English, right? And tools will be different in software technical writing. You may using RoboHelp or FrameMaker. On the other hand, in automobile, your tools can be different. Definitely, that in change with the organization as well, right? Siemens may be using something different, and Microsoft may be using something different. So,
Yeah.
tool is one thing which is changed with the industry and other
Yeah.
organization as well. Okay, so that is the whole understanding, and this is a good message of anybody who's working in automobile or aerospace, right? They, if they are
Yeah.
listening, so they must be inspired. Like it is not that tough what they are thinking to move from that sector to the sector. So nowadays there is a talk about AI, right?
Mhm.
So how you are using AI and how you see AI in the future and how it will impact technical writers.
Yeah, it's a booming topic nowadays. Everybody is talking about AI. It's after every years, we end up with a new technology. So even AI is helping a lot. You can say that if somebody is using it effectively, they might find it very interesting, and at the same time, it might impact. a lot of jobs as well. But what I understand, if something new technology emerges, at the same time it brings a lot of opportunities as well. At the same time, it might take some other jobs. At the same time, it brings a lot of opportunities in the at the same time, like what else is that you have prompt engineering is nothing but you need to ask the right question to the AI as well. It has been trained in such a way that if you ask in a one liner, it might give you the response would be in the same similar way as well. You need to ask the right question. It should be in detail so that the AI also response give the response at the same time, in detail. So it depends on like how you ask the question. So but all these open ais are something that it is already trained, like which is openly available, the information which is already available in Google. But in the only it impacts when all these big companies launch their own database, which they start feeding their customized information, and then it might hurt a bit. But at the same time, it gives you a edge, to improvise yourself as well. So yeah, at the same times it gives you opportunity and it gives you the threat. But it depends on you how well you utilize the resources with you. So yeah, this is how what I understand.
Perfect. So both threat and technology always bring the threat and pros and cons, right? Threat
Yeah,
and opportunities. Well, I see AI as a our friend, our assistant, right?
yeah,
So, like when we are writing, it can prompt us, check your grammar. It prompt us about our spelling, right? It can prompt about our grammar. It can prompt us uh, about the sentence structure, right?
yeah,
But definitely, it will not know about the product the way I know it
yeah,
because the product is still
yeah,
not in the market, right?
yeah. The
So,
main thing is we as a human beings, we understand the pulse of the customer. So but
correct.
AI doesn't understand the pulse of the customer. How does he react? We know the audiences. We tailor our document as per the audiences. It might be technical, non-technical. We understand the scope of the project, like we have different rules. Like before starting of the project, we have a kickoff meeting, and we try to understand the scope of the project, what needs to be done, whether what are our deliverables, whether the audiences are technical, non-technical, and what is the scope. These are the major things that we as a human beings understand more than the AI. And we should know that we have people have invented AI, so we always have a edge than the AI. So yeah, it depends on that. So yeah, yeah, even we need to utilize AI along with our journey so that we can enhance our quality of the document. This is what I understand from that.
Perfect. And if you're watching this, and I will suggest you use your AI or Chat GPT for your job search, your resume, right? If you need to learn something, and what you said, like if you ask a right question, it will give you the right answer, right? So
Yeah,
suppose you have to learn any tool, right? So ask the right question, and it will give you the correct
yeah,
answer. So leverage the power of ChatGPT or any AI tool. It is
yeah,
a very powerful thing. We are blessed and we are using it, right? We are in that generation who is blessed to use this. So take AI as your friend. Not no worries, right? Your job is not going anywhere. You need only one job.
mm,
That's it, right? That is always there. So when it is a fake kind of like fear in the market, like it will take our job, it will take our job. It will not,
yeah.
right? Uh,
That's
so
what, Rahul, you have been from such a long time. Even you might have seen the changes from after
yes,
every years.
happened.
But at the same time, you still we are here
Yes,
talking about this.
and from
So
last 18
after
years,
few years, yeah, after few years again we talk about the same thing, and we end up saying that this has been changed. But we need to understand the trend, and at the same time, we need to learn new skills. So yeah, the journey will go on, so it doesn't gonna stop. So this is what I feel like. And you are more experienced, even you can say some few words on that, so the audience might understand it in a deeper way.
yeah, so that's what I want to add. Like I have seen a technical writer, like my senior technical writers that I'm not in India, at least in other country. I was talking with them, right? So they were working and they started their career with the typewriting typist, right?
Yes, yes.
So they were not having laptop even, right? So I have even the content, right? And STC,
Mm-hmm.
how to use typewriter, a kind of presentation is given, right?
Mm-hmm.
Uh, and the product right now on which I am working, it was launched in 1967. And
Mm-hmm.
I get a chance to talk with those technical writers also, right? So there's just a lot of changes is there, but they are still working. I know one technical writer right
Yeah.
now, he's 72-year old, he's in Israel, and he's working right, and he's still working. He started as a technical writer. Today he's senior technical writer,
Yes.
but
Yeah.
he's still working, right? So there's
Yeah.
nothing like in between. I've heard bot was there, chatbot. So
Yeah.
chatbot
Chatbot. Yeah.
take our job, right? But I didn't see anything like that, right?
Yeah.
So nowadays more collaborative tools are there, but anything doesn't impact it. In fact, it made our life easy. Right now we are more
Yeah.
productive. Now we can focus more on other things. So
Yeah.
there's no point in worrying about those things, and your job is not going anywhere. Always focus on one job that will be always there. And technical
Yeah.
writing, when I started that time, very few big companies used to hire technical writers. Now and normally I used to know all the technical writers that time, right? But nowadays there is a n number of companies which are hiring technical writers, right, in India.
Yeah.
So very small companies, product-based companies, SaaS companies, they all are hiring technical writers. So definitely the job of technical
Yes.
writers is booming in India at least, that I can guarantee. And definitely India is maturing in IT industry. Like we are now having more product company, our own Indian product companies we have. Initially we were a service hub, right? We used to have a service company. Now we have
Yeah.
a product company as well, right? Like Flipkart, you can say. So they have technical writers. So in India, product company will increase. So in India, job will increase for sure, right? So
Yeah,
Mrutyunjay,
but for every product, we need technical documentation, because without the technical documentation, it would be hard for the end users. Like if they're stuck in between, and I've read about that most of the companies got sued because uh,
absolutely
the instruction were not clear. That the customers were complained, and they, because of these regulatory issues, now every company have this
correct,
documentations. Right now we have, every company needs this, because all big companies, they need to document every single thing, or else it will be they are liable to the issues if they are not following these rules. So technical documentation is a must. Even if you buy
yes,
some of the smallest of the smallest thing, you have the guides. So it's really important. So nowadays people are giving importance to this technical documentation, so it
correct.
is everywhere. So this is what they
And India is
shouldn't
booming.
be.
Right? India
Yeah.
economy is growing. We are now producing more, right? In every
Yeah.
sector, we are growing, right? So definitely, and every sector need software, right? In automobile also, like in Mercedes also, my students are placed, right? So although it is automobile sector, but you need a software there, right? So they are a software technical
Yeah.
writer there. Okay, so in every sector, demand will increase. India is booming, so definitely, technical writer job will be increasing in India, and it's going to surge a lot. And I have seen witnessed that. I have witnessed in my 18 year of career. Okay,
Yeah.
yeah. So Mrutyunjay, who should get into technical writer? Like many people feel that they are not a technical, like I don't know coding, and many people think that my English is not up to that mark. So what is the exact fitment for technical writer? What do you think?
If you know about that is what I said. If somebody wants to write anything, they
And
should
suppose somebody is not
understand
from
the
BTech
product.
background, he's not from BTech background, right, or a computer science background. So still they
Yeah.
can join.
Yeah.
What is
Yeah,
your view?
even I'm from not from the software background, but I'm doing right now. So even I see a lot of my other colleagues are from development background. They are moving into technical writing. So this documentation is really important. Like we always interact with the developers day in day out, to understand how does the what are the new releases. If there, for every release we need to document, because what are the new features, what are the new bugs. So we are always considered as a developer in our organization. Like we know more than anybody else, because some part the other guys, other departments know only the single part, but we write whole document. So we have more knowledge than anybody else, so we have an edge that they give a lot of priority. So this this is really important for everyone. So if anybody can become technical documenter, unless he has skills, about the, if should have the domain knowledge. So anybody can come into this profession. It's not that difficult, I guess.
Perfect. So, what you mean to say that you don't need to have a BTech degree or you don't need to have a BE degree? Simple graduate, then also you can become a technical writer, correct?
Yeah, yeah.
And how much programming knowledge is required? Do you know how to code or do you know programming?
Right now, whatever I'm doing, there is no code. Coding is not required as of now. But if you know, it is well and good. And once you get into the organization, it you itself can learn. And there are many. There'll be colleagues that will help you. There the things will fall in your place if you are really interested in learning. It depends on you. But for entry level, there's no, it is not required. And it depends on the companies. There are a lot of companies who doesn't require coding, and there are companies that you require few things you should know about the coding as well. But to
Yes.
start your career, it should not be a problem, I guess.
Yes, that should not be a blocker, right? Because if you know
Yeah,
programming, if you know coding, then why not you become a developer, right?
yeah, yeah.
So you should understand the functionality, right? As a technical writer, we have to understand as you said, like holistically, we have to see the product. You have to understand the business
Yeah,
logic. We have to understand the functionality of the product.
yeah,
We don't need to go into code. Yes, it is good to have a skill if you know, because you are working in the IT industry, you're working in the software, so people are talking the language. That language you
mm,
should know, right? So
yeah,
it is good to have a skill, but definitely it is not a blocker, right?
yeah,
So
yeah.
you can learn it parallelly. It's good. And that's, as
Yeah,
you
it
said,
is good
after
to.
joining, yeah, after joining, right, when you start, then there, like suppose your company is using Python, then go and learn Python. How much time it will take? Maybe 1 month, 2 months.
Yeah,
That's it. You don't have to
yeah,
anyways become a developer, right? You just have to
yeah,
understanding of it. So maybe 1 month,
yeah.
right? So that is the
You
best of
should have a high
high
level
level understanding.
understanding. That's it.
That's it,
Yeah, that's it.
right? So that's why it is important. Otherwise, for entry into software technical writing, it is not required at all. Okay. So, what is your plan? Next plan, Mrutyunjay?
About my technical
Career.
journey, or like
About your
my,
career.
yeah, career journey. Yeah, yes, yes. As I see, like even I have colleagues who have 20 years experience, who are more elder than me. They are into writing, they are into technical documentation. Some have become the SMEs. The subject matter expert, and they have expertise such that we have to go to them. That much level of expertise they have. Some of them have become the team leads, technical managers, tech talk managers, and some have become scrum master like you. So there is lot of opportunities. You need to follow discipline and work hard, and gain your knowledge, so that you can reach whatever you want. So even I'm trying to gain lot of domain knowledge, so that lot of doors will open for us.
That's true. We can diversify our career the way we want, like any developer or tester, right? So,
Yeah,
like
yeah.
nowadays, now I'm a senior program manager, RT. So now my colleagues are mostly from development or testing background, right? And
Yeah,
as a technical writing, I'm there. So, uh, after a certain period of time and after certain growth, right, you don't have to be from which background you are. Like you can move into technical writing.
yeah.
Like I know many of my friends are today technical writer, director. Uh, they are into even VP, right? I know
Oh,
them, right? As a technical, right? In Oracle, I know, right?
uh-huh.
Uh, so I know many of them. I don't want to take their name here. Anyways, so offline I will tell you. Okay.
Yeah,
Uh, in Salesforce, my friend in Salesforce, yeah. So he was in Meta, now he's in Salesforce, right? So there are
yeah.
a lot of senior position. They move into technical writing because they want to grow their career to technical writing. I took a different path. I take a management path. I also moved from technical writing to a Scrum Master. Then I become agile coach. Then I become program manager. Now I'm RT. Right. So I have transformed my career multiple times. That is for sure. Yes. But it is your choice, right? And it's like whole
Yeah.
world is your. When you get into software industry now, it's your choice. Your You judge yourself, what are you doing, and trust, and accordingly grow. Okay, so but first get into it. That is more important. Okay,
Yeah.
so
Once you have the knowledge, you can move into different departments. They see that you have more
yes,
information than anybody else, so they
yes.
might give you importance, and you need to make that initial move so that it will help you.
See, we always have a two advantage, which actually I can say with my experience: product knowledge and communication. Right? We know how to write, and we know the product. So both are very lethal thing, right?
Yeah,
And being a technical writer, we always go and interact with different departments, right? So now
yeah,
we know how to uh, get answers from the people, right?
yeah.
How we know how
That's
to make people speak. So that is a very lethal people skill which you have, right? We have a very good people
mm,
skill, right? So to get all the gather all the information, we need a very good people skill. So if you have a good people skill, you have a good product knowledge, right? I'm telling you, it's a very lethal thing to grow in
yeah.
industry.
That's what else you need
Yes,
if you know the knowledge, have the
because after
knowledge.
a certain time you have to communicate, right? Like when I become a scrum master, I
Mm,
have to communicate with stakeholders and with the team. So my communication, my writing mail, all those things, my grammar, all those things help me there, right? So even I'm writing the mail, people, "Arey yaar, aisa likh raha hai." It's like so because they don't know, like I'm from technical writing
mm,
background, right?
yeah,
So that helps, right? Your communication will good, your communication will improve. So definitely you will grow, right? I always say stop coding if you want to become rich. So that's a different thing. I will tell you why I say that. Right
yeah.
now, when developers come to me for sessions, then I say this to them. Anyways, so about the salary, right? People don't want to talk about salary, and people don't want to see themselves as a money minded. But I'm okay with it. Okay, I don't want to ask your salary, right? But how is the salary of technical writers, right? Because I have seen the salary of content writer. Even I have seen the in aerospace also they are not paid as good as technical writer, software technical writers. So, what is your experience, all right? So, as a technical writer, what do you think? So, as a software technical writer, what kind of salary we get? Is it decent salary? It is
Yeah.
as par as to developer, or we are less paid, or something like that?
No, nowadays companies are paying you very handsomely for this job, so you shouldn't worry about the salary. Somebody who wants to get an entry for this, uh, after 4 5 years of experience, you will expect more than what you were required. So they pay you handsomely. This is what I can say. Maybe
Mhm.
25 to 30.
Yes. Thank you for bringing the number. In fact, if you don't know the
Yeah,
number, normally I give the calculation 2.5, like suppose minimum. Like if you have experience of 5 years, 2 to 8 years, your salary will grow exponentially. That time, no mathematics will work. But
mhm.
typically, your salary should be your 2.5 of your experience. Like suppose you have a 5 years of experience, your salary should be 2.5. Uh, uh, like it should be 2.5 minus 10 and 12.5, right? So
Yeah,
12.5, it
more
should
than.
be like minimum, right? Then you are,
Yeah,
then how, when people always ask me, like, how I will know that I'm well paid, right? I'm saying you are getting 12.5 in 5 years experience, you are okay, right? You are not underpaid and neither you are very high paid, okay? So you should target more than that, not less than that,
yeah.
right? So this is the thumb
Depends
rule
on the
normally I give.
organization.
Huh?
Yeah, it depends on the organization, but
Yes,
usually you
your
get handsome.
organization, your past salary, everything will depend on that, right? But generally, mathematics to understand like I'm a less paid or I'm a highly paid. So this works
Yeah,
for me. This is no any
hard.
rule here, but this is my mathematics which works. Okay,
Yeah,
uh,
it works. It
2.5.
works.
Okay, keep 2.5. Okay,
Of your experience into
of your
into your
experience,
experience.
right? Minimum. I'm saying that is a bar, right?
Yeah,
For more than that,
you'll get.
yeah. And what kind of life balance does this give, right? Is it very high pressurized job, technical writing, or you can have a good work life balance?
eh, It depends on the releases. but you can manage, I guess maybe some organization have 2 weeks release, some have 1 month release, 5 months release, and it depends on the requirement gathering and what kind of project are you working, and how many backlog items do you have, and how much it is impacting your technical documentation. If they're changing, the development is changing and it is impacting your technical documentation or no, it depends on that. But you can manage, and there should not be that too much of burden on you. So yeah, once you know the working of the software, then you can do it. So it shouldn't be that much hard for you.
It's like typically in software industry, kind of pressure that people have. So same thing you will also feel, right? And during release time, you will have much more work, right? And
During
most
the
of
release time, yeah.
so you can have some extra release notes and all those things you'll have to prepare,
Mhm.
and
Yeah.
some changes will be happening, right? So it's fine. And that is the way it is. So that's one of the reason I have seen a lot of, as you said, a lot of developers are also coming. Especially I have seen females, right? Although I'm not a gender
Mm.
bias, but I'm telling I have seen a lot of female, my students, right? I asked them the reason why you were into development, why you want to become a technical writer. Then say that just a work-life balance is one of the reasons. And I'm bored of coding or programming. Just I want to explore something new. The main reason which I observed was work-life balance, technical writing. Right? So I find that it is giving you a very good this thing. Okay. So Mrutyunjay, do you have any hobby? If it is, what is that?
Mm, yeah, in my free time I play badminton and cricket. I usually play this, you know. So this is what I like playing, and I watch movies,
Hmm.
series. This is what I do.
So you have a lot of time, right? So so I can understand like you have work-life balance.
On weekends, yeah.
Okay. Uh, and one last
Good way
question.
of understanding the work-life balance.
We know how to get the answer. Okay. One last answer I want from you. There are a lot of institute for everything, right? A lot of mentors are there for everything. So there's always confusion among the students, right? How should they find a mentor, right? Although I always believe that I have a lot of mentor. I invest heavily on my growth, right? I have mentor for my health. I have mentor for my wealth. I have mentor for my career. Okay, I invest on them. Because if I don't do that, how it will work for me, right? So how to find mentor? I want to know from you, like how you find that I have to work with Rahul, and what triggers you, right? How you find your mentor?
Yes, it's a good question, because we should always get an advice from someone who has already done that. So if you need to get like you want to get advice from your parents, you can get the relationship advice from them. And if you want to get financial advice, you need to go to a financer who knows that. So
Perfect.
similarly, if you want to get into something, so you can always reach Rahul for this, because you have a lot of experience in this. So rely on someone who has already done that. So it will help you, it will make your job easy. Yeah, almost half of your job is done once if you get a good mentor. So yeah, you can always we have lot of, once you reach you, we have lot of community, and same like-minded people you will get, and same connection is something that you can share your knowledge and understand from each other what's going on, what are the new trends, what they are doing in their organization, what how can we improvise ourselves. So it will be easy, someone who has done this job. So we need to reach someone who has already done. This is what my advice is,
Perfect
so that
things.
it will be easy.
That is also my formula to find my mentor, right? So, like my career mentor, he was my manager once upon a time. Now he moved into advising and all. So when I have to uh, take certain decision in my career, or I feel somewhere stuck or somewhere, right? So I normally just ping him. I book a calendar with him and talk mate. And although he charges very heavily for his 1 hour, I'm okay with it. And just his one line will make my day, right? He will just say, Rahul, now go and do this. He will just tell me, go and do this. Same with my gym
Yeah.
instructor. He will say, like, go and do this. Right? I have to do it. My dietitian.
Yeah, yeah,
Right? I have to eat fruit in breakfast. So he is not going and coming to give me. I have to go buy the fruits and eat the fruits, right?
yeah,
So this is the way your mentor helps you, right? And we are always worried to invest on ourselves. This is a big difference I have seen
yeah.
with businessmen and working professionals. Working professionals don't invest, right? Always invest 2 to 5%. I always recommend 5 to 10% in your growth, right? Because we are in a very turbulent or dynamic phase where a lot of things are coming. So a lot of AI things are coming. You are into a technical writing, you're already in a comfortable job, but if you don't know, you don't learn, right? You will somewhere left out. So, and don't try to
Yeah,
learn everything from the YouTube. It's fine, but it's always okay to upgrade yourself, right?
yeah,
General, everybody, whomsoever you are, and find a good mentor who is already been there, right? If I start
yeah,
taking my career mentor a business suggestion, or from my wealth manager, I start talking about my technical writing or my professional things, though he will mess up the thing, right? Right.
mm,
So who is expert of what, right? My CA is expert of wealth. So I take my tax advice and my wealth investment advice from him, right? I don't
yeah,
ask about what should I do in my career to him, right?
yeah.
He charged for it,
It's
and
okay.
I'm okay, right? So he increased my wealth as well, right?
Mm,
So we should do this, and we should not be shy away with giving fees to anybody, because we should respect someone's level, right? So his CA is just giving advice. It doesn't mean that I should not pay to him. Okay. So
mm,
invest in yourself, heavily invest in
mm,
yourself. That is the best return I have seen, right? I have seen that is the best return. Okay. And I think, Mrutyunjay, whatever you have invested on me, you have got back to, right?
mm. It's like a multi-bagger stock.
Okay. Um, Thank you. And um, I'm humbled. Okay, thank you, Mrutyunjay, for your time. And really, I appreciate you to take out your time from your busy schedule and a lot of weekends. Right, this meeting was actually pending from last many days.
Yeah.
And thank you for coming on the show. Okay, it will
Thank you,
inspire
thank you,
a lot of people. Thank you for coming. Bye bye.
thank you, thank you, thank you, sir. Thank you so much.
Bye.